Dr. Shannon, sleep apnea, people snoring, making all kinds of noises, but that doesn't seem to be the biggest problem. The biggest problem seems that not all of them, but some of them literally stop breathing throughout the night a few times, a few dozen times, for a few seconds, whatever, and it's not a good thing. Tell us about it and tell us the solutions a dentist has for that.
Okay. Well, I'm actually going to tell you something that is going to be right on the mark of what you're talking about. You are looking at a person who has sleep apnea. And
meaning you? I'm looking at two people here. I'm looking at me and at you. Who has it?
Okay, well, I don't know about you. I don't sneak into your room at nights. But me, I have sleep apnea.
Okay.
And I did not want to go the route once it was diagnosed. I did not want to go the route of the the heavy machinery that blows the air that you have to wear and carry with you when you decide to go away for a weekend and take it out of the trunk of your car. It's like a big suitcase.
It seems to be what you talked about, this machinery which press air into your mouth. They seem to be super good as long as you wear them, right?
Right. Well, that's just it. And I'm actually a light sleeper, and the noise bothers me, and I like to move around a lot. Unfortunately, I'm a restless sleeper. My wife tells me that it's like I'm running a marathon when I'm sleeping, swimming across the English Channel, she says. So it just never worked for me. So at that point, I connected with I won't use their name, but a very famous dental lab here in Southern California. They're actually known worldwide. And they have an appliance that they make that you wear dentally. You place it in your mouth, and it resolves the breathing issue. I was waking up, when they did my study, I was waking up I did it 3 different times, because each time I couldn't believe it. I was waking up between 400 and 500 times in one night. Now, not waking up where I'd remember, but just the fact that I wasn't able to sleep. And there was that many disturbances. And then I wondered why when I woke up in the morning, even if I got 8 hours or 9 hours sleep, I was still exhausted.
Well, 400 times a night, that's every minute.
Yes, it is. That's exactly right. And people wake up once every minute. That's a very common amount to say you're doing.
Unbelievable.
And it's dangerous because when they're reading the EKG, it's fluttering all over the place, and that's what's waking you up. So it's like constantly holding your breath every minute, and then waking up and letting out and catching your breath and then falling back to sleep and then holding your breath again. I mean, you can't do that all night, and that's what I was doing. And I just designed this appliance. Each one, it's a custom-made appliance for the individual patient. So obviously I was my own patient. I designed the appliance. I sent it to this laboratory here in Southern California, and they sent me back the finished appliance. And it's just a tray, very similar to a tray, if you know anything about whitening trays, or if you know anything about appliances that are used for grinding your teeth. It's just a very thin little appliance that slips over your teeth, and it slips over your top and bottom teeth, and it's connected with a strap. And when you place it in there, it brings your jaw forward just enough so that it opens up your airway so that you can breathe. And when I wore that, I wanted to make sure that it truly was helping my apnea, not just my snoring. And I went back to the sleep facility, and I checked in, and I never woke up at all that night, at all. I slept all the way through. Now I sleep 6 hours, and I have more energy, and I wake up, and I don't need an alarm to wake up, and I jump out of bed, and I go and I exercise in the morning, and I feel great, and I have no problems, and there's nothing going on. There's no side effects of anything, and it's just a really wonderful, simple appliance that can be done very easily in the dental office, and I make a lot of them now. I feel very strongly about it. So you got to find somebody who's going to be willing to tell you that you snore, because if you're sleeping alone, you don't know you're snoring. If you're waking up, but it's a subconscious waking up, you may not know you're waking up. So, if you're tired in the morning, if you feel like you didn't get enough sleep, there's probably a good chance that you're having some sort of snoring/apnea attacks in the night.
So basically a person who wakes up a little drained in the morning, he might not remember having woken up lots of the time, and he might a little bit, but he maybe remembers once or twice, but if he remembers once or twice, chances are he woke up 20, 30 times, right?
Correct.
And basically you deprive yourself of oxygen. I mean, that couldn't be good, right?
Right, and that's what happens. The body knows that, so your brain wakes you up because it knows you have to wake up to take a breath. And that's why you wake up. It's not an accident that you're waking up. Your brain is telling you, wake up, wake up. So it really can't go into that deep sleep mode to get that true relaxation and rejuvenation that you need.
So, a person who wakes up like tired and exhausted, a person knows he wakes up, a person knows he's snoring, whether people told him, whether he hears it himself, all no difference.
Right.
For them, it's prudent to come to a dentist, and maybe you will then get him and refer him to a particular testing lab and get it checked out. Because, I mean, it couldn't be possibly good to wake up tired. I mean, life is I wouldn't call it necessarily stressful enough, but it's demanding enough that, my wife gets very mad at me when I don't talk to her on the kitchen table or driving in the car for 1 or 2 hours. And 20-some years ago, she thought I am upset with her when I didn't talk. Really, all it was is I was tired. So if people are, and I'm, quite an energetic guy throughout the day on an average, but the point is when we're tired, we're not inventive, we're not coming up with solutions to problems, never mind inventing new things, we're not having fun. And it's quite amazing how a dentist, again, has his hands in it, in even energy and stuff like that. We already know that, you can look good, you can prevent kidney problem and all kinds of things, heart problems, by doing a periodontal disease fixing, and by fixing missing teeth, you can avoid neck pain and headaches and all kinds of things. You can avoid looking bad by putting teeth back into the implants back into the mouth so the bones don't shrink and you don't look like a dried out tomato. So now we also have energy. I mean, who would have think that a dentist has to do something with my daily energy? Thanks a lot, Dr. Shannon. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.